No, we're live on YouTube. You guys.
Okay. Good morning. I'd like to call the Budget Committee to order and ask for approval of the minutes from the June 29th, 2021 meeting. Moved by Supervisor Beatty, seconded by Supervisor Diamond. Call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Well, the budget, I submitted the budget to the clerk of the board on October 22nd. The 2022 proposed tax levy will be $46,831,961. This is an increase to the levy of $678,059. It's $1,080,000 below the tax cap. It reduces the tax rate from 392 to 390. And the reason for that is the increase in tax base, increase in value in the county, which currently stands at 12,320,563. Let's see. Oh, well, sales tax for 2020 and 2021, the sales tax was budgeted at 55.
Sorry, I locked you out.
At 50,
Okay.
budgeted at $55,015,895. For 2022, the proposed budget is at $56,621,485, which is an increase of $1,605,590. Out of that, $26,545,000 is distributed to the towns, and $601,000 is distributed to the city of Glens Falls per the agreement. Salaries, positions, and upgrades. As you know, the bargaining folks, the union people were done by contract. For everyone else, there's a 3% increase to all non-unit people, including electeds. For the non-unit in merit increases, along with the 3%, and done through the evaluation process, whether it was us evaluating the department heads or the department heads evaluating their employees. The additional expense is $489,892, which generates additional revenues also of $88,453 for a net of $401,409. The attorneys, their merit in 3% and adjustments was $96,199, which also generates an additional revenue of $34,588 for a net of $64,655. And personnel requests that are on this sheet, this long sheet that you have, the total for that is $573,586. For a total of salaries and position upgrades and new positions of $1,039,680. For the paving, for the defund, we kept the amount of county sale, or the amount of county money at the same level of $1,231,536. However, you still have chips and the borrowed amount of money of 6.2 million for a total amount of 10,036,215. The snow and ice contract for the towns to plow the county roads and maintain the county roads in the winter. I increased or proposed increase by 6%, which is approximately about $98,000. Code 9620, other budgetary purposes. This is the vehicle and computer accounts or reserves. Increases from 546,000 to 796,000, which is an increase of $250,000. The computer reserve stays the same at 154,000. The rest of it is for vehicles, for various departments, and also mainly for the sheriff's department. He has a need for new vehicles and a couple of boats. So there's not enough there to pay for all of it, but to start. The coroner's line, I increased by $50,000 for the fees, and also included a $3,000 for training that they're required to obtain, and they've been paying for it themselves. And that's not how it should be done. Overall, total reductions. If you recall, last month we reduced the 2022 budget by about $250,000 with the one-time expenses that we paid for out of the various fund balances. We also reduced the budget close to another $1 million from requests that were made in various departments. We took out $375,000 of tribal compact monies. We haven't received those monies in a couple of years, so we took that out of the budget. What else we got here? The health insurance costs, the overall cost for everyone decreased by, let's see, about 1.6%. The retirees' cost increased by 2.17%. So that equates to 120,000 less for the general employees and 61,000 more for the retirees, for a net of 0.569% or $59,000. One reason that we could keep all the costs and keep the budget under the tax cap and reduce the tax rate is retirement costs. They were reduced overall by $1,913,913, or 25% from what was requested during the budget meetings. Over what was budgeted for 21, it's a $918,487 reduction, or about 14%. So that's a big number. That made this budget very easy. To put it bluntly. So, other than that, that's a quick description of the major changes. So, I don't know if.
Right.
Yes.
What is the feeling on the money from the Indian nations on the tax money we're owed for the camp? Do you think you'll ever see it? You getting any indications from the state?
Not according to the treasurer. No,
No.
he's contacted him a few times.
In the health insurance for the seniors, is that because we lowered the rate last year and raised it back up this year?
Right.
That's why, right?
Yep.
And then what other one? Does this include any of the AAR money?
No, I should have mentioned that. This, as the budget currently stands, there's no American Rescue Plan Act money involved.
Okay.
I do believe there are expenses that the county has paid out that the money should be coming back to the county, and but that will be determined as we go forward.
And then just one other one.
Yep.
On the retirement costs, you guys, I hope you didn't reduce your retirement cost appropriation too much, because it really took a downward trend.
Yep.
And if it goes back up, we could be in trouble, right?
Right.
I mean, at least we see that in our home.
Yep.
I mean, you had to make some reduction, correct?
Right.
But not.
Yeah, we budget the rate that, and so we attach the rate in the payroll system to everybody when we using the latest information from the state. So what you see there is an accurate cost that we're going to have to pay in based on where all the employees are right now.
Right, but I mean, it took an awful dip.
It did. It went down a lot more than anybody thought, and we're wary of it going back up in future years.
That's always been a problem.
Yeah.
On the local level, that if you garner that saving this year, and then they turn around and they have a bad investment year, you get pounded, and it's better that you kind of stay even keeled. I understand about taking it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Supervisor Liggett.
Thank you. Good job on the budget. Thank you for pulling that all together. You make it sound so simple. On the retirement, is some of that just from attrition of different tiers over time, and there's more tier 6s now and things like that?
That probably contributes. I think the major thing is the comptrollers reduced the contribution rate.
And then on the DPW, on the pavement, so that's funding all the programs that were presented to the board here for the two modes, let's say, of doing the reconstruction and doing the maintenance.
Yep. Yeah, we kept the county money the same, so we didn't, just because we had chips and had the borrowed money, we didn't reduce it. We kept it right where it was.
Good.
Yes, Supervisor Diamond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just one question. Do you have a draft for your equalization and apportionment tables?
Yeah, I do.
Good. Could you tell me what Glens Falls is proposing?
Just a second. It's a reduction of 3.4 cents or 0.65%.
Okay, so the percentage applied towards the general fund budget is, do you have that percentage number?
Yeah. 8.75.
Okay, so it's a decrease to the taxpayers of the city.
Yep.
Good, thank you.
It's a decrease to everybody except for the last three, Stony Creek. Thurman and Warrensburg.
Got to pay our fair share.
I will say, point out that on the personnel request, if you look at the bottom of the first sheet, there's 4 additional patrol officers. These patrol officers were cut back in, I would say, 2009. The Sheriff's Department has consistently asked for them since then to be returned. And given the circumstances and the finances, I thought that it was appropriate to put them back in to add those 4 officers back. We also fund a new attorney that we hired a few months ago for the DA's office that doesn't show up on this sheet, but it's included in the budget. I also agreed to add a person to the Veterans Office, another Veteran Service Officer. Right, yeah. We also are funding a senior planner in planning. There are other ones, but they're kind of offset by deletions, and some of them are just upgrades, or a position was upgraded to a higher grade. Yes, Supervisor Driscoll.
Thank you, Chairman. I just wanted to thank you and the committee for adding that additional individual to the Veteran Services Department. I think that'll go a long way to maximize services throughout the county. So thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, Supervisor McDevitt.
Frank, when I'm looking at here, cybersecurity and network analyst grade 15, and it says out of unit. What does that mean, out of unit?
That means they're non-union.
Okay, great. Good, thank you.
Yes, Chairwoman.
Budget Officer Thomas, I just wanted to take an opportunity to say that this year, watching the process and working collaboratively with you, the budget team, with the finance team, and our county administrator, I really wanted to take an opportunity just to say thank you. I watched how hard you worked, how you looked at every single dime, every penny, and made sure that not only was it accounted for, but it was spent correctly. And I think that when you look at your priorities of what you put into the budget, you responded to our cybersecurity needs from the audit. You looked at our planning needs moving forward in terms of regional collaboration. You looked at the response to law enforcement and how needed it was to have those additional officers. And you continue to respond to an unfunded mandate from bail reform and criminal justice reform. And I just wanted to make sure on behalf of not only our county, but our Queensbury residents that we expressed our gratitude for your hard work. So thank you very much for this budget.
Thank you, and thank you for the opportunity. Yes, Supervisor Beatty.
I concur with the chairwoman. I said in numerous meetings, countless hours on evaluations with you, Frank, I found you to be so fair and balanced on this, which is exactly what we need from the budget chairperson. You know, we don't need biases involved. We don't need any of that. You were straight down the middle. Called it as you saw it for the best for the county residents, and that's all I can ask for. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Supervisor Hogan?
Good morning. I just want to say thanks for the extra money for Cornell Cooperative Extension.
You're welcome. We didn't do anything with the reserves. As you know, some of them were emptied last year during the COVID situation. However, I left that for I guess for the next board or whoever comes along next. I think we'll have a substantial fund balance at the end of the year if the sales tax holds the way it is, and with the rescue plan money. So I think at that time, I think, in my opinion, the board should sit down and, we shouldn't have a great big, huge fund balance. We should set some of it aside and accomplish what we need to accomplish, or, what we feel is important. Amen. Yes.
Frank, I too want to thank you. When I first got on the board, and I always used to see you at the meetings, but never on the committees. And then I learned how much it was to be a budget officer, and I really I've learned to admire that with you, and you do a phenomenal job. And I want to thank you for the whole county in the reductions, and you do a fantastic job, and really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. Well, unless there's any questions, I better quit while I'm ahead.
I don't have any questions, Chairman.
Okay. Anyone else on the committee? We don't need a resolution to move this anywhere.
Yeah, you're going to get approved from this committee and review for board.
Okay. So,
It's not really approval. It's kind of
so I stand corrected. We do need a motion to move this to the full board. Moved by Supervisor Garrity, seconded by Supervisor Bruno. Any further discussion? Call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. If there's nothing else for the Budget Committee, motion to adjourn. Moved by Supervisor Bruno, seconded by Supervisor Garrity. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned.